What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and we have arrived at episode 17 of 5 Questions with Levi. I cannot thank you guys enough for keeping this series alive, and without further ado, let's get on to episode number 17. Now, you may notice perhaps a couple of different, cosmetic changes, like the thumbnail, potentially, and even, the background where the questions will appear might be different. I hope you guys like the new changes. Let me know in the comments what you think. And also, for those who want to ask me a question for episode 18, leave a question in the comments section below, and I will do my best to answer them. But, let's do this. Space Metal Ferrari 248 asks, outside of all the bullshit in NASCAR regarding Kyle Busch's idiocy, NASCAR's bullshit calls, undeserving race wins, the Dillon bros driving like untalented hacks, Ty Dillon being a thin-skinned child, what moment in sports angered the piss out of you the most? That's an interesting question. So, I'm going to try to figure out one outside of NASCAR. I would guess the one moment in sports in general that angered me so much would probably be 2005 NFL playoffs. It was the Bengals versus the Steelers. Bengals was having a phenomenal year. I believe they went 11-5 going into the playoffs. And they were going up against the Steelers. And there was some terrible officiating in that game. The Steelers were blatantly causing pass interferences. And there were no calls, no flags on what they were doing, and TJ Houshmandzadeh, who was number 84 wide receiver for the Bengals at the time, was really pissed off, saying that the Steelers are controlling the game like this, and it pretty much robbed the Bengals' chances out of making it past the wild card round of the playoffs. And that's always been the Bengals' biggest problem when it came to the playoffs after the 90s. They have not made it past the wild card round. Then again, nowadays, I couldn't give a flying fuck about the NFL now. The NFL is dead to me. The only football I'll watch is college football, because at least it's still fun to me, at least. And, go Buckeyes! BlazeLife334 asks, what are your favorite Adam Sandler movies? Well, I used to be a big fan of Adam Sandler until I kind of grew out of his, or grew tired of his movies, but the few movies I still do enjoy of Adam Sandler would be Airheads. Then again, it was mostly a Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi thing with Adam Sandler in it. I really like Happy Gilmore still to this day, Billy Madison, The Waterboy, and Little Nicky. Other than that, Red Racer 1985 asks, if you had enough money to buy NASCAR, who all would you hire for your staff? Jesus Qualls, that is a very broad question. Oh, if I had enough money to buy NASCAR, who would I hire as my staff? Well, the first person I can think of would be Real Radman would be in charge of car research and development, because he knows what he's talking about with the issues with the cars. I would hire you, Qualls, to construct the schedule. I would hire Kamikaze to be the second in command to me, and I would hire Jimmy Spencer as the head of the Department of Public Relations. Other than that, that's really all I've got for this one. Like I said, this was such a broad question that just spoofed out of nowhere. I was just basically coming up with whatever was in my brain. Brofist United asks, favorite NASCAR race in your opinion ever? I won't mind if you have bias towards Edwards, as I do too. Favorite NASCAR race, even if I had a bias towards Edwards? That is a good one. That is a good question. I would, for me, I would maybe go with the 2010 Spring Talladega race, just because there was constant passing, great racing all throughout, plus a great finish with Harvick and McMurray. I would probably go and say the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. Then again, the Chase race at Talladega was pretty damn great as well. But I would probably go with the Aaron's 499 from 2010. Even though this was during the COT era, really it didn't matter what car they had for Talladega, it's Talladega. But the package that they ran, like the racing package, not the car package, the racing package itself for the 2010 Aaron's 499 was just mwah. I wish we had that nowadays, but NASCAR are too much of dumbasses to even do anything properly about Talladega Daytona. I mean, I would bet you if they put the aero ducts on the cars for Daytona Talladega, the racing would be a lot better at Daytona and Talladega. Just pointing that out there for you all. Oh. Dale E988 asks, which wrestler in NXT has the most potential for the biggest main roster success in your opinion? That's a good question there, Dale E. Well, since I've started watching NXT after SummerSlam happened, and after TakeOver Brooklyn 4 happened, I've been thinking about, like, who right now in NXT has the biggest chance to succeed on the main roster, and lately, though, with some of the people that they've called up, there's been some minor success, like Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura both are, or have been, United States champions. Andrade Cien Almas is starting to get the ball rolling with having matches with guys like Daniel Bryan and such, and Rusev. But generally, NXT guys, when they get called up, they either don't get to do much or just get completely destroyed. But I would say out of the guys that are there in NXT right now, the only ones I could see getting any measure of success would be guys like Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black, and Adam Cole. That's basically all I got. Velveteen Dream because he has that charisma that you need to succeed on the main roster. Aleister Black because he has that dark character that would be really interesting to see interact with people like Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor, Dean Ambrose. I would be curious to see. And then you got Adam Cole, who's like the all-around top guy in NXT, despite not being NXT champion. He has basically all the tools of Shawn Michaels in his toolbox. I feel like if he was to get booked correctly, he could be a big-time player on the main roster, no doubt about it. Plus, I would love to see matches like Adam Cole versus John Cena, Adam Cole versus Seth Rollins, Adam Cole versus AJ Styles, Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe, Adam Cole versus Kevin Owens, Adam Cole versus Sami Zayn, Adam Cole versus Shinsuke Nakamura. There's so many guys Adam Cole could probably put on a great match with. Ricochet, I could see. I don't know if he would get to be on the main roster for like an IC and US title success. Knowing how WWE have been with guys like Hideo Itami, they probably put Ricochet down in the Cruiserweight division. But you never know. You just never know. And that does it for episode number 17 of 5 Questions with Levi. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said before, if you have a question you want to ask me for episode 18 next week, be sure to put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them next Tuesday. But until then, peace out, and I will see you bad boys soon. Ha ha!